Caritas Freetown Foundation, Nanyi Foundation, and Tzu Chi Foundation serve hot rice to fire survivors in Sierra Leone. 350 Tzu Chi volunteers joined the prostrating pilgrimage in Xinzhu Hall to pray for society.
歡迎收睇大眼 headlines， 我係 Ruby， 我哋一齊嚟睇下今日嘅內容。At the end of March, a fire broke out in a slum in Sierra Leone, and more than 500 houses were damaged. Caritas Freetown Foundation, Nanyi Foundation, and Tzu Chi Foundation joined together to serve hot rice to 2,000 fire survivors.
After cooking, the rice is ready to be distributed. The rice, which is from Taiwan, allows the fire survivors in this slum not to worry about going hungry. Apart from volunteers, the women in the community also join the ranks of cooking 2 meals a day. Each meal will serve 2,000 people. Different from other charitable organizations, volunteers provided the survivors with hot meals, touching their hearts. They also feel grateful and are more willing to line up and wait patiently. Children no longer eat with hands, but make good use of the environmental-friendly tableware they received to eat. At the venue, volunteers reused the multi-grain powder buckets to hold water and provide soup so that the survivors can wash their hands to ensure proper hygiene. There are also distributions of second-hand clothing, which was sent from Taiwan last year. Tzu Chi worked with Caritas Freetown Foundation to care for the survivors for over a month. In the future, they are going to build housing for the survivors as well. It is believed that the survivors would get happier day by day.
In Haiti, due to the pandemic and political factors, many impoverished families are facing food shortage. Tzu Chi hosted rice distribution recently, helping a total of 6,400 impoverished families.
Today is the last day of our rice distribution. It's a beautiful day. We spent a good time together. Everyone is very observant. Because of the pandemic, I request everyone to come with masks. The distribution arrangements this year are all small scale, like the distribution this morning was quite small when compared to the previous ones. So the order at the venue is quite good. We feel very happy.
Donc, nous sommes très satisfaits et nous profitons de l'occasion pour nous capables de remercier encore une fois Master Chen Yen.
We want to take this opportunity to thank Master Zheng Yen for providing assistance to the people in need in Haiti continuously.
Et nous profitons de remercier toute volontaire Fondation Tzu Chi et puis avec toute population peuple Taiwan.
I also want to thank Tzu Chi volunteers and the Taiwanese for their help in sending us rice.
I'm very pleased to receive your rice and hope you will continue to help us. Thank you very much.
Tout le monde qui était supposé recevoir.
We have distributed all the rice we received to the impoverished families. We have prepared enough distribution slips in advance and distributed them to the impoverished households in need. This time, each household can receive 2 packages of rice. They really need this rice urgently so that they won't go hungry.
I pray God to bless Tzu Chi and that Tzu Chi volunteers come to us often to help our people here, because if you don't come, we will have no food to eat. I'm very glad to receive the rice today and will share it with my neighbors when I go home.
In Indonesia, East Nusa Tenggara was hit hard by a wind disaster. Tzu Chi cooperated with the military to dispatch supplies and manpower to the local area. They also launched a vegetarian lunchbox fundraising event to invite people to go meatless as well as doing charity.
Washing, cutting, and preparing vegetables is done by a group of women who were busy preparing lunch. East Nusa Tenggara, Indonesia was hit hard by a wind disaster at the beginning of the month. Volunteers in the capital mobilized to sell vegetarian lunches to raise funds.
In fact, we have been working hard to promote vegetarian food. This time, because of the natural disaster, we thought about making a veggie lunchbox sale event. Before, many people who have eaten our lunches liked it. This time we not only promote vegetarianism, but are also doing good deeds.
The entire table is filled with various dishes, all of which are for lunch boxes. The average daily order is at about 150 to 200, and many people have become patrons.
I really like the lunches the volunteers make. I heard that this time it's a fundraiser for the survivors, so I responded. I can eat delicious vegetarian food and do a good deed at the same time.
The donation from the vegetarian lunch is not much, but the most important thing is that it comes from the heart. After all, the disaster area is too far away from us to physically help. The only thing we can do is this, as I hope to help the survivors as much as possible.
Although Jakarta is thousands of kilometers away from the disaster area, many believe that they are in the same boat, as they are eager to help those who lost their homes as soon as possible and get back on their own 2 feet.
A current digital marketing student of Nanyang Institute of Technology, Xinzhu, was diagnosed with type 2 spinal muscular atrophy at 8 months old. His parents divorced when he was young, so he was raised by his grandparents. He is very optimistic and eager to learn. Despite having disabilities, he does not give up, hoping to encourage other people with his own life story.
大拇哥右边，在后面，然后我要一点点头。我是陈景威。
I am Chen Jingwei, and everyone calls me Wei Wei. I am a sufferer of spinal muscular atrophy, a rare disorder, SMA2. My spine is severely weak. My body organs have long been stressed. Just this year, my right index finger that I had control over has regressed and is curling up.
慢慢的卷曲起来了。好，在右边，在后面。以前的我是可以。
In the past, I could sit independently and slightly stand, but now I must rely on a wheelchair. I often say there's a monster living inside me. I hope this monster, who has been with me since I've been born for the past 21 years, continues to sleep so that I can do more things in life.
让我做更多的事。
Towards the end of 2019, a teacher from Nanyang Institute reached out to Tzu Chi and informed us of his condition. He had lost his physical autonomy, and his neck didn't have any strength to hold up his head anymore. His car ride to school was about 40 minutes, and it was difficult for him because his head would just bobble. When a Tzu Chi brother knew of the situation, he helped to customize a head protection gear for him. It took 2 months of back and forth communication to perfect it.
To make things easier for his grandparents, he keeps his weight at 30 kilograms or less, as he was afraid his grandmother would hurt her back when carrying him. He's very studious and often gets top scores in class. He has 6 certifications so far. In high school, he received an award from the Department of Education, and last year the President's Award for Education.
My grandmother told me when I meet people I should smile at them. You're already living a difficult life. Don't add to the burden. Smile to make a good impression with others. That's what has shaped me to be such an optimistic person.
The grandson is our own, and the master said this is my homework. When I heard that, I cried for such a long time.
In
the short term, I want to finish university. For my midterm goal, I want to publish a book and give a TED Talk to spread positive energy all over the world.
We wanted to help him in his limited lifetime to finish his dream, so we started talking to Wei Wei about how we can fulfill his list of dreams. From the first session, he started giving a talk at the New Shoot Scholarship ceremony. The second dream-fulfilling plan was to publish a book. Last year, when his finger motion regressed and typing became difficult, we came up against a challenge. He asked if he could send me a voice recording and I'd transcribe it into text. Later, I would confirm with him to make sure I typed everything out correctly.
Last year, I wanted to visit the Xinzhu abode, and now I'm finally here. This is the first time I've been away from home for this long. I will try my best to protect my body and come back to visit everyone. So this time I want to fulfill my memories with happiness. Thank you, Master Zheng Yin, for helping every one of us. I wish the best for Master Zheng Yin.
祝师公上人平安健康。
零用钱要多节省，点滴都可以救人。
We organized for him to share his story to prepare him for a TED Talk, so that he's used to being in front of an audience of a variety of people and can naturally express what he wants to say.
Last night I heard your story, and that part where overcoming obstacles and the spirit of not letting the obstacle overcome you really means you are a warrior of life, winning battles and finding confidence. Thank you so much. We have nothing but the best wishes for you from all of the Dharma masters here.
大家都一步一脚。
Everyone is helping me to fulfill my dream. I'm so grateful for the help. Within my limited lifespan, I want to create many more memories and not leave any regrets behind. I want to live my own life. I'm Chen Jingwei, and we're in this together.
大家一起加油。
In celebration of the Tzu Chi's 55th anniversary, 350 volunteers joined the prostrating pilgrimage in Xinzhu Hall to pray for society. Even though some participants had physical disabilities, they could also complete the pilgrimage with a determined and pure mind.
缺水，然后还有一些灾难太多了，希望说这一次朝山能够把这些力量，然后回向给这个世界。
Children are always active, so for her to join the prostrating pilgrimage, her mother could only hope for the best.
那刚开始的时候，她是
In the beginning, she was reluctant to join and not willing to do the action, but when the sutra chanting began, the anxiety of my heart slowly went away.
350 volunteers are members of the public, built down sincerely with one heart and one mind. For the husband and wife, Li Jingnong and Cai Liqing, even if they have mobility issues, they firmly went forward with other volunteers.
We came to join the prostrating pilgrimage. Even though we have mobility issues, our heart should be pure.
There is no difficult task in the world as long as you are determined to do it. Even though my feet cannot move easily, I still insist on coming.
Li Zhuangmeiying, who had spine surgery before, insisted on going forward with others with determination.
I've said I wanted to join every Tzu Chi activity, so I have the motivation.
To celebrate Tzu Chi's 55th anniversary and to pray for the world, everyone has the same direction and goal to go forward continuously.
In Huanian Jinxu Hall, trip members gathered to rehearse for the upcoming Lotus Sutra adaptation of the Doctor's Parable, which will be performed on the 5th of May.
爸爸在打开药的时候，就是拜托给我药，拜托啊，有的是抱着。
The director conveys how to present each part to the volunteer performers in the sutra adaptation. Taiwanese opera troupe Minghua Yuan and Tang Meiyun, as well as Taiwan Bangzi Opera Company, all add their own special touch to the upcoming Lotus Sutra adaptation of the Doctor's Parable.
我们都很期待，这一部《法华经》
We look forward to performing this session of the Lotus Sutra. We hope to move people to reflect on their actions, as well as it being a great performance to watch.
I'm so happy to be able to participate in the Lotus Sutra. I must have accumulated blessings in my previous life to be given this opportunity.
This is a collaboration performance, and that is reflected in the sutra text too. It talks about working with a united goal, so having chemistry is important. This is a rare opportunity for all the groups to be working together like this.
The drumming as performed by Youth Theatre will also join the sutra adaptation. Their section will feature drumming to represent the impact COVID has on the world.
我觉得用鼓声跟锣声来做一个警示。
Using drumming to serve as an alarm or warning is a good idea. It has a direct impact in telling everyone that COVID is one that's man-made.
对，这个 COVID-19 真的是人类的一个灾难。
The four groups work together to put on the best upcoming Lotus Sutra for the audience.
A Fu, who lives in Sanchong, was 280 kilograms and needed to reduce his weight, and his wife Xiao Jun lived with a tumor for nearly 10 years. With Tzu Chi's volunteers and his wife's support, A Fu has successfully reduced 80 kilograms in the past 6 months.
我有忧郁症，然后只悲观，然后都什么病都在身上。
Wherever he goes, whatever job he takes, he's always bullied as he's heavier than everyone else, and his movements are slower. When I got together with Afu, I had just gotten divorced. My ex-husband was abusive. I fell for him because it's quite simple. He doesn't hit me.
哦，对啊，这是我的禁忌。
The second reason is because no matter what we argue about, we can still communicate with each other.
他有问我啊，小军呢？啊你
They will ask me, Xiaojun, your boyfriend is large. You can do better. I will rebuttal. Being large has its advantage. They can understand when us women get bigger too. Love is being with another until the end. As long as he's willing to try and get up or get better, then I won't leave him and I will continue to take care of him.
尝试，他只要愿意好起来，我都会不离不弃的在照顾他。他跟我讲说
He told me I finally smell the outside air. When I heard that from him, I was moved.
我是感动的。不要忘记拐杖一定要先出去，这样才不会 K 到拐杖。
我知道啊，
教过你了。我们两个很久没有这样牵着路走路了哈。
对啊。
好久了，有好几年了，对不对？以前他。
In the past, he would just lay in bed and didn't even want to get up for the bathroom because every time he would get up to use the restroom, he'd fall over and would need 2 people by his side to get up.
这是小军瘤的部分。
This is the tumor Xiaojun has on her back for near 10 years.
将近十几年了。
你开刀几天就出院了
？3天。
It has been accumulating, but she hadn't wanted to go to the doctors. She feels if she is down, then no one would be there to take care of the children. She has been keeping it in, but thankfully the Tzu Chi sisters have been asking her to go, and she finally went.
才把他劝到医院去。
We compromise and work together as husband and wife. No matter what he will be like in the future, I'll take care of him. Just like he would take care of me the same way. We take care of one another. At night before we head to bed, we will say the same thing to one another. You worked hard today. I will be with you the entire time. We've been saying these things to each other since I've been back from the hospital.
Taiwan is a transportation hub for East Asia. International drug trafficking is also frequent. Starting from July in 2008, a special force of canine inspectors has patrolled each shipping container to search for drugs. What used to take 2 hours for a human to inspect can be done by them in just 1 to 2 minutes. Today, our new series will introduce these drug detection dogs to you and how they are trained.
These puppies will have toys in their life. It's great if they like to play with toys like this. One of the characteristics that a drug detection dog needs is that it needs to have a sense of possessiveness. So we use the toy as a tool to let us know their characteristics because their future work is much like a searching game.
The character of drug detection dogs not only is being playful but also possessive, which is very different from the traditional concept.
We keep the original nature of these drug detection dogs, so basically we don't use any obedience training or methods that include hitting or scolding.
We specially recorded some environmental sounds such as chains, firecrackers, and weeding equipment.
Our dogs must be comfortable and confident in such a noisy environment, like they are in their own home. In this type of state, the dog's best talents can be utilized.
This is the play area for puppies. Puppies under 2 months old have a living environment that mimics their anti-drug duty in the future. There is an airport bridge and an X-ray machine inspection screen. They adapt to the environment in which they will be on duty in the future. When the puppies are more than 3 months old, they will temporarily leave the drug detection dog training center and be sent to a foster family.
Go! Good boy, good boy, good boy.
9-month-old Hummer has been in a foster family for half a year. His mind is quite strong, and in terms of human years, he would be about 7 years old and is full of curiosity.
What a foster family does the most is socializing the dog to different occasions and different sounds and having contact with different people.
Hummer will have to return to the training center in 3 months and be separated from the foster family, but this is not a sad scene for foster families.
I previously had 2 foster dogs. One is called Rafa and the other Ian. Both of them smoothly went on to become drug detection dogs in Taiwan. The biggest goal of a foster family is to make them effective drug detection dogs.
Dogs who return from foster homes are developmentally and gradually mature. They can only receive real drug detection dog training when they are 1.5 years old.
After training through the drug smell detection, the dog will only learn that it is looking for the hiding place of the target smell. It will do a squatting reaction, and if it gets it right, our trainers will give it this towel roll as a prize.
The Customs Department organizes 2 drug detection dog training courses every year. Each time, 15 Labrador Retrievers participate in the training. After 13 weeks of intensive training, only about 3 to 5 will become qualified drug detection dogs. The rest are transferred to other working duties. Even if they are not regarded as drug detection dogs, the dogs can still be trained as other types of working dogs continue to assist humans.
The dogs that may not perform as expected with us may do better with police and fire department units. Some have even passed international search and rescue certifications, maximizing the utility of our training center.
Most of the domestic working dogs are actually bred and trained by Customs. These 8 newborn pups have an esteemed pedigree. The father is a drug detection dog, which has solved many drug cases, and the mother is an excellent breed chosen amongst thousands of its kind.
Their offspring have a high chance of success being drug detection dogs.
When they were young, they were lovingly taken care of by humans when the dogs grew up. They are heroes as this group of detection dogs who are pioneers in the fight against drugs, working diligently for their country.
Teachers and students from Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School Elementary Department has hosted a Let Love Fly concert outside the National Tainan Living Arts Center, wishing to warm people's hearts with musical performance. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and see you next time.